r/AskReddit. What are red flags in a friendship most people brush away? Friends who are always happy to talk about themselves but never once ask you how you're doing or anything engaging you to talk about yourself. Have a friend exactly like this. It's very annoying lately. Lol, I have this bad habit. My problem is that I had a friend for a very long time who just spoke about how things were in her life. And I could do the same about me. So it was like we didn't have to ask what's new with you. It was just said by both of us. 'Twas great. Now that I have branched out farther, I still have the habit of talking about what's going on in my life. And kinda hate that others will just latch on to me as the conversation topic, instead of relating it to something they did. Like, no, I care about you too. Tell me what's happening. Continually feeling like you want to say something but should hold your tongue. This. Have to walk on eggshells around them. Can't really communicate with them because they will take everything personally and blow it out of proportion. Inability or unwillingness to apologize when he or she does something wrong. It's symptomatic of an ego issue that will eventually infect every aspect of your friendship. Iodine monofluoride, feel this one. Had a friend like that who always managed to put the blame on me, and it made me so frustrated that at one point I snapped when a common friend of us experienced that same toxic behavior. She found out later and got super mad at me for trash-talking her. Lol, maybe I am the bad guy. Friends that don't let you have any other friends and require 100% of your time when they can't give you the same. This also applies to significant others. Especially so, with significant others. Huge red flag. Glad you added that last part. I've been around friend groups and literally got zero enjoyment or fun out of it. Some people are just boring and talk about the same stuff day after day. I dated someone who only liked some of my friends, and it took me a while to realize that all the friends he liked were married. So he deemed them appropriate. Basically, he felt less threatened by them. Men and women. He ended up being super controlling because he let his insecurities control him. Edit. Typo. They only talk to you when all of their other friends are gone. Same happened to me. Made me wonder if I was just too boring or wasn't considered enough of a best friend. Same with the last friend that I had. I came to understand that a big part of it was that she needed attention. And a lot of it. So she required a large circle of friends, but only spoke to a select few consistently. And everyone else was a backup to another backup friend, so she never felt lonely. It sure as duck made me feel lonely though. And I knew I was better than that. And I am sure you're worth more than that kind of garbage too. Edit. This example only correlated, but does not mean this is the case for every situation like this. If you ever feel unsure about your place in someone else's life, talk to them about it. By opening up, you eliminate all uncertainty. Worst case scenario, you know where you stand and whether or not you need to move on. Be excellent to each other. Closing parenthesis. When they push other people out of the friend group. It happened in my group where there were 5 of us. She joined and basically bullied 3 out of the group. But it wasn't obvious bullying. A lot of things change. Next thing I know I am being treated like shoot to the point I hate myself. Me and my friend managed to leave and make friends with the original 5 again. The one that kicked everyone out is very social and no one RLY likes her BC. She's not nice, but she's now found herself with no friends. Friends who gossip excessively. If they're talking about other people, chances are they're talking about you. My roommates like to gossip by saying extremely nice things behind friends' backs. That kind of gossiping is okay. Closing parenthesis. You see, you got a private message from them and your gut reaction is to start getting nervous or anxious. What is it this time? Quote. This was happening with me for months before the friendship imploded. It was always something, and none of it good. Oh, my crisis friend is calling. I wonder what crisis she's having today. Reading through this is making my heart sink with realization. Are you the friend or the friend? The friend. I've been blocking out most of it, but stepping back and looking at my friend group and how they've treated me for the past year or so is like a slap in the face. But I don't have anywhere else to go. Alone is better than a toxic, shoddy group of people. You have your own value and can branch out into areas where you'll meet other people. Being dismissive of all your interests and achievements. Meanwhile, everything they do, no matter how mundane, is amazing. And then you bring this issue up and they give BS reasons like it's hard for me to care about something I don't know about, or even further, you're being sensitive, erratic, emotional, and you just sit there thinking I am sure glad I still attentively listened to all those times you bored me with your financial spreadsheets you made to decide what car you would buy. I had a friend like this. She literally blocked me on social media when I was doing well at my job because she couldn't be happy for me, but then she sends me messages on a weekly basis about how great her very ordinary office job is. Edit. There's nothing wrong with office jobs. She just acts like she's the first person to ever have one and expects people to be excited for her all the time. Always asking for favors but never there when you need them to return one. I remember one time I needed a lift halfway across the UK and none of my friends would take me. One of my online friends who lived not too far away, who I help out a lot, just said, "Say no more, I'll be there in 15 minutes, get your chute." Safe to say he is one of my closest and best friends. I had back surgery in 2008 and I didn't see hide nor hair of any of my RL friends. But an older lady I had met on the Sims 2 message board sent flowers. Called me every day and bought me a subscription to an online game site so I'd have something to do while I recovered. She was in Seattle and I'm in Ohio. Eventually she moved to Florida and we drove down so I could meet her. We remained friends until she passed a couple of years ago. I miss her so much. Yeah, friendship is a two-way street and ones that only go one way are not healthy. Reading these comments are helping to calm my anxieties about whether or not I'm a good friend. So thanks for that, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please support the robot revolution by smashing the like button and subscribing to the channel.